Today's lesson is about determine the period, amplitude, domain and range for the function y equals a cosine bx minus h plus k given either the graph or equation of the function. The graph of cosine function y equals cosine x looks like this. The amplitude of the graph of y equals cosine x is the amount by which it varies above and below the x-axis. The period of a cosine function is the length of the shortest interval on the x-axis over which the graph repeats. Amplitude equals absolute value of a. For example, the graph of y equals cosine x. The graph of y equals 2 cosine x. The graph of y equals 3 cosine x. The graph of y equals 4 cosine x. Period equals 2 pi over absolute value of b. For example, the graph of y equals cosine x, the period equals 2 pi. The graph of y equals cosine 2x, the period equals pi. The graph of y equals cosine 3x, the period equals 2 pi over 3. The graph of y equals cosine 1 over 2x, the period equals 4 pi. Domain of cosine functions. There are no restriction on the domain of cosine functions, therefore, their domain is from negative infinity to infinity. Range of cosine functions. The range of cosine functions is between the lowest and the highest value of y. For example, the range of this function is from -2 to 6. To find the range from the equation y equals a cosine bx minus h plus k, the range is the interval from negative absolute value of a plus k to absolute value of a plus k. For example, y equals 4 cosine x plus 2. The range is the interval from negative absolute value of 4 plus 2 to absolute value of 4 plus 2 equals interval from -2 to 6. Question 1. Find the period, amplitude, domain and range for the function in the graph. The period is the length of the shortest interval over which the graph repeats. In this case, period equals pi. The amplitude is the amount by which it varies above and below the axis. Amplitude equals 3. Domain is from negative infinity to infinity. The range is between the lowest and the highest value of y. Range is from 0 to 6. Question 2. Find the period, amplitude, domain and range for the function y equals 2 cosine 6x minus 1 plus 7. First identify the value of a, b, h, and k. Period equals 2 pi over absolute value of b equals 2 pi over 6 equals pi over 3. Amplitude equals absolute value of a equals absolute value of 2 equals 2. Domain is from negative infinity to infinity. Range is the interval from negative absolute value of 2 plus 7 to absolute value of 2 plus 7 equals the interval from 5 to 9. The summary.